Hello, YouTube world. I am Jenn Herman with Jenn's Trends, and tonight we are talking about Instagram updates, specifically from the F8 conference earlier this week, as well as other updates that have been coming out over the last week or two. It has been a whole lot of crazy, a whole lot of updates. Trying to keep everything straight is not easy to do, and that is what we're going to go through tonight. Now, of course, as usual, I have to do all of my setup. If this is your first time watching one of my videos, I simulcast here on YouTube as well as on Instagram on my phone. So I will be paying attention more to my phone because I get a ton of engagement over on Instagram. So bear with me as I get that set up, and you are welcome to jump ahead in this video if you're watching it on the replay. Jump ahead a couple minutes if you don't want to watch the introductions and the banter back and forth. We will get into the topic of all of those Instagram updates for you, and I don't want to waste your time, so if you want to jump ahead through the banter, go for it, but you're welcome to hang out because sometimes some really fun things happen in the random banter. It's craziness. So I'm going to go ahead and get things going over here. If everything wants to cooperate, technology usually plays nice, but we can't guarantee it. Here we go. Got a clear camera. Get a strong hold on that. I think we are good to go, and here we go. Hello, Instagram world. Jenn Herman with Jenn's Trends. We are live here on Instagram tonight talking about Instagram updates from the F8 event, which was the Facebook event yesterday. Too many things going on in my mind today. Chelsea is here. Hello, gorgeous. Robin, the artist, is here. Mrs. Amy is here as well. So glad to see all of your beautiful faces popping up. So we are going to be talking about all the updates from the F8 event for Instagram. I'm not talking about the Facebook updates. I'm just talking Instagram updates because we had a bunch of Instagram updates. Just from that. And then there's been a bunch of other things that have come up recently in the last week or two. So there's been lots going on, lots to talk about tonight. We're going to keep it focused on Instagram tonight. If you want to hang out with me tomorrow night, Christine Gritman has a Facebook event going on tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern, and we will be talking about the Facebook and Instagram and Messenger and groups and all of those things on her show tomorrow night. So tonight we're just talking Instagram because there's already lots to talk about. Right, who we got here? We got Wendy is here as well, my girl. Hey, Stephanie Lou is in the house, and she will be with me on Christine Gritman's show on Thursday night, talking all things F8. Now, on top of it, the wonderfully amazing Stephanie Lou was there literally front and center at the F8 event. She was like 5 rows deep, right in front of center stage, got photos of Zuckerberg looking like he's like 2 feet in front of her. So she was legit in the action, and she'll be joining me with Christine Gritman tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern to talk all about the updates and things that are going on as news is coming out from that F8 event. The name is Kate is here as well. Peanut Gallery, hey girl. Wendy is here, a guide to consulting services. Hello, sweetie. It's good to see you as well. Wags TV is here. Oh my God, I can't scroll. It's not playing nice today. We got Lynn Hensel is here. Stephanie said, ha ha ha, you know it. And Domini, I'm guessing, is here as well, and Elliot Gonzalez. So thank you for everybody who's tuning in. We are talking all those Instagram updates from the F8 event, as well as others that have come up recently. I'm going to move the phone just a little bit because I'm having a hard time swiping it. I'm thinking that might make my life a little easier. We'll see. Who knows? We do what we can. All right, you guys. So we are going to jump right in because there is so much to talk about. Look, I got like a whole list. See, I got all the things to talk about. Everything. So much going on. So, and these are in no particular order, so bear with me if I kind of like jump around in topics because I'm just going to kind of go off the list to make sure I don't forget anything. So one of the things not F8 related, but that came out prior to F8 was the creator guide advice for Instagram. And I'm actually going to pull this up on my computer because it's an article that went out. So it's in the facebook.com/creators division, and it's specifically an Instagram creator guide, and it's tips and tricks. This came out on April 25th, so it just came out recently, and they came up with all this advice on how to better market on Instagram. You guys, I'm not even gonna joke. Like, this is the most basic of information. Like, if you guys legitimately want to know how to market on Instagram, you're obviously hanging out in the right place, because this information from Facebook is useless. Like, it's so ridiculously basic that it's not even really worth it. But I'm going to go through it just to make sure that we're all on the same page, because a lot of people are sharing this article and talking about it. I just want to make sure that we address a couple of things that are in this article. So it starts out by saying Instagram is all about building connections with your community and showing your authentic self. Get the most out of video sharing with these tips for IGTV, stories, live, and feed. So the first tip is to keep it real. Well, I think we know that. It's all about being real and authentic and transparent. We talk about this all of the time. They say that, your fans are more likely to engage with a post that feels personal rather than something that's overproduced and obviously not created by you. So this is creating more of that organic content, and it's writing more organic captions. I'm working with a lot of clients, at all different times. And a lot of times people come to me and their content is so promotional. It's so like, hey, we have a product for sale. Hey, this is our product. Hey, this is our brand. And nobody cares that much about you except for you as your brand. And so you really do need to dial it back, find the realism, find the humanity of your brand, and connect with people that way. They say post frequently and get creative. Consistent posting is key. Don't be afraid to post daily and don't overthink it. As long as you stay fresh and authentic, your fans will be excited to follow the journey. I'm going to lie, or I'm going to disagree with this one. All right. I don't agree with the fact that you should post frequently. I agree you should post consistently. I do not agree you should post frequently. And that is because you will actually hurt yourself in the way the algorithm is based. Now, of course, Instagram wants you to post all the time because they want people on there using the platform. And the more that you're on there, the more likely you're to engage with other content, the more that they can feed you ads, et cetera, et cetera. Of course, they want you on there frequently. But the way the algorithm works, doing a daily post, stories, okay, post daily to stories. Go nuts, people. But in your regular feed, do not post daily if you can't maintain that. And if you don't have enough content to create regular content. The pressure and expectation to post daily is too much. I'm good with if you post like 3 times a week or once a week. Post as whatever frequency you want, as long as it's consistent. Don't just come out and say, I'm going to post 3 times this week and once next week, and then take a week off and then post 5 times the next week and then take 2 weeks off and come back and post twice. No, that doesn't work. We want consistency. Once a week, every week, twice a week, every week. Great. Whatever that is, be consistent, present, and engaged with your audience, but you do not need to post all the time. It will actually hurt you in the long run. And I don't like that they said, and don't overthink it. Again, stories tend to be a little bit more raw, but you still need to think through. If you're not thinking it through and you're just posting a whole bunch of random shit that nobody cares about, you're actually going to hurt yourself. So don't overthink it in the sense of overproduce the content, but you do need to think your way through that content. You need to know, is this serving an end purpose? Is this helping you in some way? Is this serving your audience? Is this something they actually want to see? And if it's going to hurt you in the long run, then you don't want to be posting that kind of content. Ginger the Beagle said, is it okay to share other profiles' stories to my own story? Absolutely. Now, sharing other stories to your stories isn't you can do it if they tag you in it, and then you can share it to your story. Otherwise, you have to like screenshot it and everything. So you can't just take their stories and put it in yours. But by all means, yes, it gives them attribution. If they've tagged you in it, then you're like their original post shows up in yours and all that kind of stuff. By all means, yes, as long as it's again relevant to you. So for example, I go to conferences and speak at conferences, and people tag me and post stories about me on stage, and I will go ahead and repost those to my stories because it's part of my brand. It's who I am. It's not just some random thing. My brand is all about education and social media. If I started reposting stories about makeup tutorials, that would seem odd. My audience might still like it, but it would seem odd. So you definitely want to make sure that anything that you're reposting, that you do, kind of keep it aligned with your brand and that sort of thing. And James, hello, it's good to see you as well. Of course, I understand, and I hope you enjoyed the replay. Okay, so the other thing that they said in this guide was get closer to your fans. They said use the question sticker or @mention fans in stories to spread the fan love and engage healthy community is a key to success on Instagram, and acknowledging a comment may earn you a lifelong fan. Yes, 100% agree with this, you guys. By all means, like build a community. Just like I say hi when people come in, we mention people when we're at an event and we're taking photos together. We tag each other in the photos and share the love that way. If people tag me, I reshare their content. I comment back. I reply. Whatever it is about having dialogue. Like that's how you build a community. You have to be present and engaged. So you definitely want to make sure that you are doing that to get closer to your fans. All right, so we had a bunch of people pop in on that note. Hello to everybody who has been popping in. I love you all. Amy Boyle, hello, gorgeous. Good to see you. Jana Two Worlds, hello. Colleen, hello. Good to see you as well. Cat Lovers Gifts, Inspire Focus. Jana said, I finally got live. Ginger the Beagle said, is there a way? Whoopsies. Is there a way to share quiz results in a story? The quiz results, I believe, can be shared. I haven't actually used the quiz myself. I've been testing out some other things and I've had people testing it out. But you can do like the polls, you can share that. The question stickers you can share out, all that sort of stuff. So I'm pretty sure there's a way. And even if you did like a screenshot of it, you could share it out that way. So yeah, you can absolutely share quiz results if you wanted to, in whatever way that works best for you. And when it does come to using the quiz sticker, we're going to talk more about some of the new stickers that came out, but when it comes to using the quiz sticker, think about what that quiz is. Again, Instagram gave some advice when they launched the quiz sticker, and they're like, quiz their audience on how well they know you. And I'm like, why? I'm not going to ask questions to be like, how many pets do I have? Like, that's not relevant. But asking a quiz and saying which one of these social media platforms is the #1 ranked social media platform, that's a relevant quiz question to my audience. But asking them about me, like random like things about my brand that they wouldn't know, like that's stupid. I don't want to participate in that kind of quiz either. Like I want to do something that's actually related to brand and education. So those are things you definitely want to think about when using the quiz sticker. Jenna Two Worlds is saying she's in the 360 group. And then I gave an awesome course. Yay! Thank you so much. So I did a hashtag training in our 360 Marketing Squad. You can go to 360marketingsquad.com. It's a $5 a month membership program. And it's myself, Amanda Robinson, Mike Alton, and Stephanie Liu. And we hang out and share all of the things about all of the marketing and all the social media in that social media group. Or in the Facebook group. And so I did I'm all over the place. I did an Instagram hashtags training last week. And so it was an hour just on hashtags. It was amazing. And yes, I could talk about hashtags for an hour, but just so you know, I'm probably going to do that over here on a live show in the coming weeks. So stay tuned. I will, when there aren't these crazy things happening in the universe that take priority, I will do a hashtag training here for you guys live as well. Tanya, hello, gorgeous. So good to see you. Evie said, Instagram, you suck. She didn't get the notification. So random. You get the notification when I went live yesterday with like no planning. And then maybe they just assume you know I'm going to be live. Ginger the Beagle said, I see many people that are over tagging on their posts. Should I avoid following these types of profiles? It's up to you. You can do whatever you want. You can follow whoever you want. It doesn't matter. If they're tagging lots of people, it can be spammy. I hate when people tag me in things that I'm not in. You really shouldn't be tagging people that aren't in the photo. That's spammy behavior and I don't like it. And I'm going to report people if they abuse it and keep tagging me and stuff. But that being said, you can follow whoever you want. Okay, so back to the Instagram guide that they published. They said, be a storyteller. Add context to your posts so fans feel like they're with you in the moment. Your ride to a venue, your reaction to a moment with a fan, or even your morning workout are all moments that give people a reason to follow and engage. Consider fun ways to share more than one moment, like posting multiple photos and videos in a feed post, or using a countdown sticker to build momentum to a big moment. So I don't disagree with any of this either. be a storyteller. Yes. Like share that behind the scenes, share motivations and inspirations and reasons behind what you do and how you do what you do. I share photos, on occasion of like my weekends with my daughter or things that I'm doing. And when I travel, I share all of that with you guys. So absolutely being a storyteller is a great way to connect and build that audience relationship. Here's an interesting thing that came out. They kind of lie the way they wrote this. It said, upload longer stories. And I'm like, great, let's upload longer stories. They say you can now post longer videos to stories, recording past the 15 seconds and up to 1 minute. It's now easier to upload multiple photos and videos at once. And it says, as you record a video beyond 15 seconds, a thumbnail tray will appear to indicate how many videos you've recorded so far. Each 15 seconds of recorded video or uploaded media is turned into its own video, and you record up to 4 videos for a total duration of 1 single session, 1 minute in a single session. Here's the thing. Until like last week, we could record way more than 4. So it's like they released this feature months ago, and they came out and they said, hey, you can do this. Android's got it first. I loved it. I was recording like 6 or 7 videos in a sequence, well beyond the 4. In the Facebook group, Jenn's Trends in Social Media, you can go to Facebook and search Jenn's Trends in Social Media. I have a Facebook group where we talk all things Instagram as well as social media. And people started saying, like, I want to say it was like last week, maybe a week and a half ago. And they were saying, hey, when I upload and I record a video, it uploads all of these things, but it's only posting 4 of them. And we were like, what? And everyone was having the same problem. And we're like, what is going on? It's got to be a glitch. Well, apparently they changed the rules. So they said we can have longer stories, but they actually are making them shorter because we used to be able to go well over a minute. So I'm guessing people took advantage of it. They were recording too many story sequences. And in that situation, they want you to go live if you're going to be talking for more than a minute. So they're trying to keep you to 1-minute segments, which in theory, you could record for 15 seconds for a full minute. And then you could stop and then record another minute on top, like on the back end of that. So you could do more than one, but you couldn't do it in one consecutive take. You would have to stop and then record the next section. So they're obviously trying to cut down on this. I don't know how or why it got abused or why they decided to put the cap on it, but they did. So now you can record up to 4 15-second videos in sequence, and then you have to go ahead and upload it. Ask Evie said, not necessarily a bad thing, though. People have been abusing it. They suddenly just blabber rather than focus. If you got a 5-minute story, go live or IGTV. And that's the thing. I like having 6 or 7 sequences to be able to say what I want to say, because we all know I'm not good at keeping, my stuff condensed. We all know I can word vomit, but they came back and said 4. I'm going to go ahead and check on the questions. Ask Evie asked us, any IG shop updates? Is there maybe finally a possibility for me to get approved? I'm going to talk about shopping updates, but nothing that I know of related to you. You can try to apply again. If you've got the Facebook shop, and everything set up, which I know you do, you can try again. I honestly don't know, but there are some things that are new to shoppable posts. And my guess is as they continue to roll out more of these features, hopefully more people do get approved. Okay. So they said, branded content 1, 2, 3. So talking about when you create your branded content for your business, they said 1, be transparent, 2, be relevant, 3, be authentic. So transparent and authentic sometimes get used interchangeably. Transparent, they're saying kind of pull back that curtain, really show, the inside of your business, your brand. They say build trust with your audience by tagging businesses you're partnering with. Our policies require creators to publish and tag their business partners in the branded content posts. So in this case, they're talking about transparency as being transparent that you're branded, that you're actually working with another company. So let's say I did a post in conjunction with Ask Evie to produce or to promote her planner. So she's got a day planner type item. And if I wanted to partner with her and promote it, then you can do branded content partnerships, in which case it does say that this is a sponsored content, that she is affiliated with me, I'm affiliated with her, we're both getting benefits out of this, talking about each other. So that's what they're talking about by transparency in this case. But not everybody has the ability to do branded content in that terms of partnership. I have tried to do it. I have access to it, but I can't always add the brands that I want to work with, and they can't add me. So it's really weird and annoying because they're telling you have to do this, just like we have branded content over on Facebook. But I literally can't partner with brands, so I can't do what they want me to do. Be relevant, work with brands whose products you genuinely enjoy working with. It should feel like your voice and an Instagram presence to truly resonate with your fans. So basically they're saying don't just, sell out and work with anybody when you do branded content. They're saying to actually partner with brands that you use or support or that align with your messages. Be authentic, ensure that the creative looks natural so it resonates with your most organic audience. For IGTV, they're saying be there first. So what makes it great? They say serialized videos that are 2 to 3 minutes and maintain a consistent theme across your channel so fans can anticipate what they will see. I have been saying this since day one. When it comes to IGTV, it is one channel with all of your content in one consecutive feed. You don't have sub-channels. You don't have categories or topics. So your content has to be consistent. If you're always going to do how-to videos, you always got to do how-to videos. If you're doing tutorials, do those. If you're doing behind the scenes, do those. If you're doing breaking news, do those. Whatever it is you're doing, be consistent, because you don't want to do a makeup tutorial followed by a social media update, followed by a weather, discussion, followed by, your kids on the weekend. Because if I find you for one of those videos, and that's why I want to find out more about you and follow you and see your videos, and the next one has nothing to do with me, then I'm going to leave and I'm not going to come back. So your content has to stay consistent for IGTV. They talk about promoting your IGTV video as well. Okay, so that was everything they had in that guide. Again, nothing groundbreaking, and there was nothing in there that was like remotely shocking, aside from the fact that they told us now that we do have a limit to 1 minute series videos on Instagram stories. So whoop-de-doo, but everyone was sharing this article like it was amazing that Instagram finally told us how to market on Instagram. And I would just like to say, if you really want to learn how to market on Instagram, Instagram for Business for Dummies. It's on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, all the places. And that actually tells you how to market on Instagram. We cover all the topics, all the things, everything you need to know in 287 pages. That is what you actually need to know to learn how to market on Instagram. Just saying. Ask Evie said, is that an offer for my upcoming 2.0 launch? You didn't see that business coming, or that did you? Threw you right under it. Yep, threw me right under that bus. But no, I'm happy to work with you, girl. You know that. And Genealogy Girl Talk said, awesome advice on the IGTV content. Thank you. I'm glad that resonated with you. Okay, so moving on to the new. What? I gotta get my thing to load again. There it goes. So one of the updates that came out from the F8 event yesterday was a new camera and create mode. I'm just going to check over here on YouTube, make sure nothing crazy is happening over here with any comments or anything. So this one I'm super excited about, but at F8, they did announce the new camera and kind of navigation mode for Instagram stories. Now, I had seen previews of this before. It was leaked or shared or whatever a little while ago, so I already knew this was coming. I've seen screenshots of it. It looks so much better. So it's got a semicircle navigation at the bottom of the screen, and you can kind of rotate through. So you can get to the camera, the boomerang, all those sorts of things. There's also obviously the type option, so you can do the tap to type and do a text-based image, but it doesn't just have to be that. There's also the live, obviously, but they're allowing you to do more ways of creating content without using a photo or a video to start the content. So more options, more flexibility, lots of good things coming for that Instagram stories camera, and better navigation with that toolbar. So I cannot wait till it rolls out. I do not have it. I want it. Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me now. I want it, I want it, I want it. And then it is an upgraded camera as well. So hopefully we'll get better quality content because we'll have better cameras. Okay, so again, I'm kind of jumping all over the place because I literally was just taking notes as these things were coming into my mind or as I was seeing them. So one of the other things, you know what, I'll come back to, I need a pen. I'm going to come back to this one because I'm going to leave this one to the end. So another thing they added was the donation button. So now in your Instagram stories, you can add a sticker for donations. So obviously we know fundraising and donations and charitable causes are really big over on Facebook. We see that a lot. We see a lot of, so-and-so is raising money for their birthday. So-and-so is, doing a charitable fundraising, blah, blah, blah. Like we see it all the time on Facebook. So it was inevitable. It was going to show up over here on Instagram. Like that's kind of obvious was going to happen. So Instagram stories now have that donation sticker. So you can put that in there. And if you are following any charities, the charities that you follow are the first ones in the list. They're assuming if you're following them, those are the ones you're most likely to want to raise money for. So if you go in and tap on the sticker, if you're following 4 different charitable organizations that are partnered in that way to accept donations, they will show up first. Then anything else that is likely to match, and you can go through, but you do have to pick from that sorted list. You can't just pick whatever you want as your donation recipient. It has to be from their list of populated accounts. So really good for the nonprofit sector, really good for, a variety of businesses who are actively involved in charitable events and organizations. And, let's say you're, a larger organization and you partner with a local charity and you are doing an event with them. This way you can still help through your Instagram to get more support for that through the actual donation function and help augment that fundraising. So that is a really good update that I think a lot of people are excited about. We already talked about the quiz sticker a little bit. So the quiz sticker came out recently as well, which allows you to go in and create a quiz. So you can ask the question, you can choose multiple answers, and people go through and they have to select the answer to get to the next question. And I, again, haven't gone through and tested this in great detail, so I don't know what the limit to the number of questions are. I don't know exactly. I've been seeing details in terms of how what your caption limits are in terms of character counts, how many answers you can put in, but I don't have those numbers in front of me, so I don't want to tell you the wrong numbers. So stay tuned because I will have more updates on this and how to use it effectively and what those limitations are. So whether I put it in the Facebook group, it might be a blog post on Jenn's Trends, but I will have the updated information for you at some point soon. But again, it's a great way to help boost the engagement with your audience. Stories can be very engaged, but there's limited ways they can interact with you. Basically, they can either do a quick response or they can send you a DM. That is about it. So this quiz sticker is allowing people more opportunity, in addition to things like the question sticker, the poll sticker, to actually interact with you and create that dialogue and build that relationship that the Instagram guide was talking about. Okay, so then we also talked a little bit about Instagram shopping. So shopping is rolling out more, so more functionality for shoppable posts, which is great. We want more people to be able to buy. And seriously, I am the world's guiltiest party of buying from Instagram. I swear to God, between ads and the accounts that I follow, I'm yes, just take my money, take it all. I just keep buying things, I swear to God. But it's good. That's what we want as businesses. We want people like me to come spend all of our money. So they are expanding that. A number of months ago, they introduced the shopping tab. So if you go to the Explore page up in the top, there's actually a shop tab. And you can see, if you tap on that, you'll see a whole bunch of products. All of those posts are shoppable posts where you can go through and buy things. Now, to take it a step further, Instagram is partnering right now with only a select number of creators. And I want to say the list is maybe 20 or 30 brands that they've partnered with. A couple of them are the Kardashians. A couple of them are big name, clothing brands and that sort of thing. But they have partnered with these companies to start doing in-app purchases. So you may need to check on your profile settings, because this came out a little while ago and I did go in and set up, because I was take my money. And you can actually do payment options right in the app. So if you go into settings, you can actually go into payment options and you can upload a credit card into there, or you can connect your PayPal account, whichever one or both, or multiple cards if you're really crazy. But you can put that payment information directly into your Instagram profile. Some people are very, worried about this and about the security of all of this. I get that. So you may want to link to your PayPal. I do a lot through PayPal because at least I feel like I have an additional level of security in the event of a breach and that sort of thing. Or for example, the credit card I put on there is like my little travel credit card, which literally has a $500 limit. So it's just something that I use in the case that something did get, if it gets lost or left somewhere, or if it was to get jacked in some way, they can't do a lot of damage. And so that was the credit card that I uploaded onto my Instagram profile. But if you have that payment information set up, now with these 20 or 30 brands that have come out in this next stage of shopping, literally you can buy in the app. So right now, if you click on a shoppable post, it takes you through the Facebook store to the e-commerce to go through and purchase and do those sorts of things. It's a multi-step process. Well, with this new shoppable feature that they will expand, I can literally buy in app. So let's say I have access to this to be able to share content. I would post something on Instagram and I would tag the shirt I'm wearing, the earrings I'm wearing, the hat I'm wearing, the perfume I'm holding, the food I'm eating, whatever it is that I'm partnered with. I can tag those products in my photo. And then if you see it, you can literally be like, oh, I want that shirt. And you can tap on it and get all the details. And you can literally purchase from right there because your credit card or PayPal information is already uploaded. So you literally never have to leave the Instagram app and go through any external source. I mean, talk about convenience. I'm like, seriously, you are just encouraging people to take all our money. And I'm totally okay with that. It's not going to be good if you have shopping addictions, but it's totally okay with them taking my money because if I want to buy it and that's the convenience, if I see a fabulous pair of shoes and I can literally buy it right then and there and not have to leave the app and go through a whole process of cashing out and signing out and doing all of that because I've already uploaded everything with my shipping address, it's all done. I hit a couple buttons and I'm done. Oh my God, hallelujah. While I'm waiting in line at the grocery store, I would have already just bought a pair of shoes. Yes, honey, take my money. Ginger the Breagle said, I wonder if you can tag using affiliate links too. That I do not know. I think the way it's currently set up, it's an affiliate type relationship already in the sense that it's like the branded content. So I think they have to be able to they're posting things that they already either tagged or they have a branded relationships with. I don't know the full details because it's only a select few and they're kind of keeping the kimono closed on all of that. So I think it would be something where you would have to tag the specific business. And I don't know if it would allow the affiliate link in that way, but if you're already associated with them, there'd be a way for them to track it, hopefully. So I don't know all the back end details in terms of how that works, but yes, that would be awesome if you can get, obviously the additional credit for it. And my understanding as we talk about the Creator Studio is that the whole idea behind this evolution is that both the person posting and the person getting, whether it's getting the sale, getting the recognition, whatever it is, that both parties can see those analytics and see what's working. So let's say I'm the brand and I have 5 people on Instagram who are posting my product as a means to sell it. I would know of those 5 people who have tagged my content in their posts, they would the individual influencer would see, and I would see their content to be able to see how many sales they got. So each influencer wouldn't see each other's data, but I would see the data with each one of those influencers. So I would know, well, these 3 performed really well and these 2 did not. So I'm not going to work with these 2 again because they didn't, generate a lot of sales or whatever that is. So there's a lot of stuff working in the background in terms of how they want to augment this, that at this point, we minions over here don't have access to, but they're doing this with these types of accounts and that sort of expansion. And Moonball said, yes, you would get credit for someone buying what you tag. Exactly. Okay, so we talked the checkout option. We checked all that. Okay, so the Creator Studio dashboard, which I need to go back over here. I need to find the link. Hold on. So the Instagram Creator Studio came out recently. And it's rolling out to accounts now, select accounts. I don't know what the criteria is. I don't know if it's a certain threshold of followers. I don't know if it's a certain threshold of, how long you've been on the platform, what you do. I don't know. But I had somebody in the Facebook group today say they got it on one of their accounts, but not on all of them. And they're like, why not? And I'm like, I don't know. I didn't even know how you got it on one. I don't know what the criteria is. I wish I did, but she got it on one and I'm so jealous. So the creator accounts are in line with what I was basically just talking about with the shopping aspect of it. So the whole creator account is basically, there's going to be a personal profile, it's going to be a business profile, and then there's going to be a creator profile. So the creator is meant for influencers, meant for high volume, high traffic accounts that have lots of followers, lots of engagement, lots of direct messages, lots of conversations going on where they need better control and better metrics. So we all know right now we have basic Instagram analytics on a business profile, but we don't get a lot of in-depth detail. We know we got 36 website clicks, but we don't know if we changed out that link, which clicks went to which link. We don't know, which day necessarily got more clicks. There's a lot of things that leave that data kind of vague. The Creator Studio is meant to correct that. They basically came back and said, we listened to the audience, we listened to our influencers and these people who are creating this type of content, and we're here to help them. So the Creator Studio will give much more in-depth analytics. It's giving much more detail in terms of how that relationship is working, where that, their followers are coming from when they're getting unfollowers, if there's gaps in follows and unfollows. So if you have a mass unfollow in a specific day, it will show you that data. Whereas we just are like, oh, we got some more followers. We don't know what that data looks like. Creators would see that data in terms of when they're getting those follows and unfollows and much more detail on those growth strategies. They would also get direct messaging tools that would allow them to better filter their direct messages. So right now on the business profile, pretty much everybody comes through unless they fall into a certain category where they go into your other or you're kind of filtered, and you have to go in and give those ones approval before they will actually pop through and you can, respond to them that way. But they're going to get even more filtering options. So for example, if you're an influencer that has, 2 million followers, you get DMs all day, every day, and you're getting them from all different types of accounts, and you'd be able to put filters on them to give priority to certain types of accounts or people of, certain criteria that would allow you to make sure you don't miss the things that you really want to see. So Ginger the Beagle said, do you know if the Creator Studio access is for verified accounts only at this point? I honestly don't know. I have no idea what the criteria is, and they haven't said. Like, there's no indication. They just keep talking about influencers. Well, define an influencer. Does it mean 1 million? Does it mean 50,000? Does it mean 10,000? Like, what's your threshold? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, so many people have tried to be verified and can't get verified. There's people that are verified that aren't, huge accounts because they were able to get verified with the new verification process. So I don't know what that criteria is, and it's still in a very early rollout phase. This is not something that's widely available. My guess is as they roll it out and get more exposure on this, more people will get access to it. They'll be more lenient with that. But for right now, I don't know. If I had my secret bat phone, I would legit be on the phone with Instagram and be like, well, first of all, give me Creator Studio or give me Creator, profiles. And then on top of it, tell me what the criteria is. But I don't have a bat phone. I totally wish I did. Okay. So they were talking about, again, there are ways that this may get help with revenue generation and things like that. So, being able to track where these branded relationships are going and all that kind of stuff from the creator aspect, these people who are the influencers who are driving all of this traffic and how that can impact revenue as well as revenue for the platform for Instagram in that sort of way. Ginger said it would be awesome to have different categories in direct messages, kind of like an inbox. I legit feel you on this. Like I said, I'm like, I want it. I want the Creator Studio. Not even joking. And so it does say, this article does say they are in beta only right now. And again, like I said, who gets them and why, we don't know. So we're just, left at the whim of Instagram until we figure out what's going on with it. Okay, so we talked about that. Okay, so the other big thing that happened that I want to talk about. Did I cover everything from F8? Hold the phone for 2 seconds. So yeah, we talked about the shopping. We talked about donation stickers. Okay, those are the big things. Okay, I want to make sure we covered everything from F8. So the other thing that came out in the last couple days, well, actually, there's two things. One of them's on my list. Instagram is rolling out Facebook dating, or Facebook, sorry, is rolling out Facebook dating to more people. I know we're not talking Facebook stuff, but they're rolling that out to more countries. So if you have any interest in online dating, Facebook could be your next ticket to finding your match made in heaven. I'm just saying, it could happen. I would assume if that takes off at some point, that will tie into Instagram, because the messaging platform, which they did talk about at F8, is that they want that streamlined messaging across Messenger, Instagram, and WhatsApp, so that it's a similar platform for all three. So you can keep all your conversations straight, so that it's a more unified interaction, and we're not like, literally this happens like with Amanda Robinson, with Evie. I literally will be like on Messenger, Facebook Messenger with them, and then I'll go over to my Instagram and check notifications, and then I'll have a message from them there, and I start messaging them back there, and literally going back and forth, having two conversations with the same person on two different platforms at the exact same time. Like, we literally laugh at ourselves because this is redonkulous, and yet we totally do this all the time. This is not like a fluke situation. These things happen all the time. My life lives in Messenger. I'm not even joking. So to have that streamlined message chat option could be really helpful as well. And so if the whole Facebook dating thing takes off, and there's messages going back and forth, and there's a unified platform, you could see how this could eventually tie in to Instagram. This has not been announced in the sense of Instagram tie-ins. I'm just thinking down the road, if the whole Facebook dating thing takes off and does what it could do, I would see an Instagram integration with more of that down the road. Okay, so the thing I did want to talk about, because this is something that's going to take a few minutes to talk about, and I really want to get some thoughts out on this and calm the world down. So one of the big announcements this week was that they are testing removing like counts from photos and videos and everything in the feed. This was brought up a few weeks ago. Somebody saw some coding that showed that this was potentially being tested. And they did announce this week that they are rolling out testing in certain geographical locations, specifically Canada. Sorry, Canada. Sorry, Amanda. Just saying. But they are going to be rolling out this test to remove likes from your posts in your feed. Now, if I post something to Instagram, I can see the likes. I can see who liked it. I can see that in my analytics. But publicly facing, nobody else would see those like counts. So I might see that I got 300 likes. You would see nothing. You would just see that you liked the photo. Now, this has the world up in arms. It's definitely causing some hoopla and some confusion and some freak out for a variety of reasons. One is, we talked a lot about influencers tonight. And if influencers don't have metrics, how do we know they're influencers? If we can't see that they got 3,000 likes on a photo, how am I as a brand supposed to know that I want to work with them? Well, good influencers have metrics. I'm going to put that out there right now, okay? I know my metrics, with or without anything public facing. I can tell you what content drives results for clicks, for engagement, for direct messages. I can tell you right now which content, what style of photo, what style of caption is going to drive those results without and off the top of my head, I can tell you that information because I know my shit. And any good influencer knows that, and they can pull analytics to prove that to you as a brand. They can pull their analytics and show these posts get this many likes, I get this many click-throughs, I drive this many conversions when I put this call to action there. I've done this for this brand. We drove sales up 20%. Any good influencer has that data. The number of likes on their photo is relevant, completely irrelevant to the success of working with them as an influencer for you as a brand. Yes, it's a popularity contest. That is the way Instagram got built up. It has absolutely been built that way, and they're looking at removing that capacity. So will it ruin influencers? It'll ruin the fake ones. Yeah, legit. The good ones, it's not going to impact, because the good ones that have good relationships and get good conversions are still going to get those results for the brands that they partner with and for the content they create, because they know what they're doing and they're doing it right. The fake influencers who are just getting a whole bunch of likes and don't do anything and don't build brand awareness and don't actually sell any value to their customers they partner with, sorry, bye-bye. So Moonball said, how can you tell who's an influencer? Exactly. Anybody can be an influencer. This is something where seriously, like somebody who has 5,000 followers can be an influencer. Somebody who has 1 million could be irrelevant. An influencer is somebody who's able to, in some way, drive conversions. So if I come out here and say, hey, I just bought these glasses and they're freaking amazing and you should go check them out. If you guys go and check out their website, boom, I'm an influencer. I was able to drive traffic. I was able to create engagement. If I'm just posting photos of myself and saying, oh my God, it's amazing. I have this amazing life. Oh, and look at this cool thing I did. Oh, by the way, I got these amazing glasses, and nobody goes and looks at the website. I don't care if you got 5,000 likes on that photo. If nobody went to the website to find out more about the glasses, then you are not an influencer, even though you think you are because you got 5,000 likes. So influencers are people who are able to drive results for a partner or brand that they work with, or for their own content in some way. They can influence interactions, they can influence conversions with their audience. That can be any capacity. People with 1,000 and 5,000 followers can be influencers. They're considered micro influencers or even nano influencers. But absolutely anybody can. You just need to coordinate with those people to find out who has that impact and that ability to drive those conversions. Ginger the Beagle said, sounds like the emphasis is moving towards content. And that's exactly what the point is. If we take away the popularity contest, if we take away the fact that there's 100 likes, 3,000 likes, 10,000 likes, if we take that away, then all you're doing is creating content that actually means something of value. So I put out a piece of content that's highly educational and highly timely and relevant. I get a ton of likes and engagement on it. I know that because it's relevant to my audience. And then I'll post something that I think is great and it's really fun and it talks to my brand and who I am, but it only gets 150 likes. And then I'm like, oh, well, it didn't get a lot of likes. Maybe it's not good content. But it's not that it's good content. It still talks to my brand and who I am, and it's still relevant and it's important to me. But the popularity contest is telling me that it's not valuable when really it is. And it's just valuable in a different way. And the like counts, taking that away and stripping that away is a good way to move away from the popularity contest and creating content purely for engagement, and instead creating content that is value-based, not purely for engagement. Dustin said, yeah, pro influencers can tell you metrics, but a brand has to reach out to get those metrics. What will compel them to reach out if they can't see some initial social proof? And Moonball said, good point. So again, this is something where follower counts, relationships, interactions, this is going to put an onus on brands. I agree, and it should, right? I just went to a panel a couple weeks ago, last week, whatever it was, and this woman was talking about, I think it was like her dad or somebody, and they got roped into paying $5,000 for some influencer to talk about the business. And I'm like, what was the ROI? Because she was asking if it was too expensive. And I'm like, dude, I don't know. Did he get $10,000 in sales off the $5,000 investment? Then yes, it's worth it. But it was one of those, like, it was a cold call type thing. Hey, we can do this. We can help you. And the brand was like, great, here's my money. Make it happen. But this is going to put the onus on the brands to say, okay, great. You have 1 million followers. Show me metrics. Or if the brand is looking for somebody, then they need to be doing their research. They need to be looking at hashtags and location tags, and they need to be looking for resources that talk about who these people are in the space that are creating the content around what aligns with their brand. And they need to go out there and find the people that they want to work with and then ask for those metrics. Social proof in terms of just a simple like count is not definitive in terms of conversions one way or the other. So it's going to put more onus on the brands. And I think that's a good thing, because I think brands will get more value out of working with influencers when they take more initiative to find the right people versus just people who are popular. Mary Jennings is here as well. Katie is here. Hello. And Linford Morton. Hello. Okay, so they're talking about removing the like counts in Canada. Again, like I said, people are going to freak out. Everyone's like, it's literally on the morning news. Everybody's freaking out about it. Like, no one wants the like counts to go away. I really don't care. I think it's an interesting case study. Let's see if it makes a difference. They may not go through with this. They may test it and decide it's not working, and they're going to pull away. One of the things I heard people saying was that, it's almost like if you look at something and you see a lot of likes, you kind of feel like you have to like it because everyone else liked it. It's kind of like, peer pressure to go and like it. But if you don't see anybody else is liking it, will you be as likely to interact with it? And maybe you won't. But the way Instagram works, we all know Instagram is fast moving. It's scroll, double tap, scroll, double tap, scroll, double tap. People aren't going to stop interacting with content the way they've been interacting with it for 5, 6, 7, 8 years. They're still going to scroll, double tap, scroll, double tap, scroll, double tap, because that's how they always have interacted. Whether or not there's 3,000 likes or 30 likes is not going to change whether or not they like that content. I don't think we will see any drastic change in that. If you get 100 likes versus 1,000 likes, you will know what you get, and it's not a popularity contest anymore. So I actually think this is a really good case study. I'm really interested to see the results. I'm really interested to see how this plays out with a lot of the games and manipulation. We see all of the things out there for like fake accounts and buying followers and buying likes. And we see all the people, with the pods and liking people's content, to keep the algorithm up, which we all know pods don't work that way. We've had all the videos on this. I'm not going down that rabbit hole. But all these people are trying to game the system into engagement. And I'm hoping that in practical theory, if they take this away, that it would actually eliminate some of that, the gaming of the system, that people would turn around and say, I still want to know how many likes I got. Absolutely. Because that's a metric that I can use in my own data, and partnering with people and that sort of thing. So it is valuable to me. But again, if it's not out there for a public facing forum, then maybe that will get us away from all of the buying the likes, because then I'm like, I don't care if it looks like I'm popular or not. I know my metrics. I know how many people really clicked on it. I know how many people really liked it. I know what is actually driving results for my business versus what's paid. And I think in some ways that's a lot of what they're trying to do. They're really trying to cut down on all this, fake activity and buying likes and this fraudulent activity. And it is fraud to fake your way into looking more popular than you are. It's actually fraudulent. And there are cases now that are setting precedent to show that this is actual fraudulent behavior and can be prosecuted in criminal courts. So it is something that is, they're trying to cut back on this. And I think this is one of their ways of trying to tackle that by saying, create the content, put it out there, create valuable content, stop worrying about how many people like it, and figure out what's actually working for your audience. Dustin said, like count isn't definitive. Of course not, but it's one piece of evidence to piece into the puzzle. But also the fake influencers can also fake metrics when asked for them. Of course, they totally could. They could turn around and, fake their way through. If people really want to fake their way through, they could. Dustin, I'm like, if they spent half as much time doing the real work as they did doing the fake work, they wouldn't have to do the fake work. Like, if they just actually created good content and they actually built organic audiences rather than doing all this other stuff to build up fake audiences and fake metrics, they could maybe actually be successful. Just saying. But, to each their own, different people, different outcomes. Dustin said, so Insta not being a first-party validation cannot be faked. And which is why business owners are upset about this change. And yeah, likes can be bought. So there's that. Reach can also be bought. Absolutely. If people are always going to manipulate the system, they're always going to try to game the system. And Instagram knows that. I know that. But they're trying to find a way to minimize this. And we all know, like a year, 2 years ago, this was like a legit massive issue. And the buying followers and the buying likes and all this sort of stuff was crazy off the charts. And they've got AI now to help, kind of crawl and look for this kind of behavior. They have shut down platforms that do these things. They come through and do sweeps regularly, which is why we see follower drops, because we know they came through and did a sweep. They're doing so much to try to combat this fake world of likes and engagement and followers. And the reality is, if people want to fake their way through, they're always going to find a way to do it. Instagram has always been, Twitter's pretty bad for that too. Facebook can be bad for it, LinkedIn, and even like you can fake it anywhere if you really want to. And so nothing's going to be a perfect solution. That is the reality. It's never going to be a perfect solution. Whether or not they take away the likes permanently, I don't know. But like I said, right now, I'm really interested in it as a case study. I'm really interested to see from a real perspective, does this help? Does it hurt? Does it drop engagement? Does it increase engagement? Does it get better engagement? Are you more likely to get comments because like counts don't matter, but you'd still see comments? Or are people more likely to leave comments? Is that going to drive spam comments? Like, this is going to open a whole floodgate of, new things. And yes, people are going to freak out, but it's just a test. It's just preliminary at this point. And the reality is, as always with any social media, we are at the mercy of the platform. They get to make these decisions. They get to decide how we do, what we do, when we do. It's their platform. They get to do whatever they want. And we have to roll with those punches. So if this is something that's going to happen, if they're going to go down this road, we need to be prepared for it and start thinking ahead of how to plan our strategy to account for the fact that we may not have like counts anymore. And how do we use this in a positive spin? Dustin said, yeah, I see the need to minimize gamification, but I don't see this being a good thing for legit influencers and business owners searching for them. And again, you could be totally right. Maybe it's not a good thing. And if they find that to be the case, then they'll probably keep the like counts there. Now, everything is moved and shifted over the years. Like, even on Facebook pages, we used to see the boom, like you have 5,000 followers. And then it was over here. And now it's over here and it's really small. Like, Facebook has been trying to minimize those things. It's not surprising that Instagram's trying to look at ways to control this because, again, there's a psychological issue that's not just from a brand perspective, but from a personal perspective. I mean, kids I hear these horror stories about kids who delete their posts and get depressed and all the horrible things that get done when their posts don't get enough likes, or if they, aren't happy with the results from an engagement, on their content. And I'm like, oh my God, I totally understand. I remember being a kid and I can remember how much you want that validation. I can only imagine in the world of social media how desperate we are for that validation. But that's part of the reason why they want to look at taking this away, to remove that psychological, addiction to engagement and say, you're not going to see that in the same way. And it's not going to be a popularity contest. And yes, if you go to school and, you could still pull up your analytics and be like, see, I still got this. You could still see how many likes you got and you could still boast to all of your friends if you really wanted to. But at least that way, it's not a public-facing thing. And I think that's one of the reasons, again, they don't always make these decisions for businesses. They make these decisions for users, because if the users are happy, then the businesses will be there to sell them things. But if the users aren't happy and they leave, and the business has got nobody to sell to, so then we're not doing ourselves any service either. So it's not just one way or the other. Of course, they have to make the decision across the entire platform. And I think there's a lot of factors that tie into this. Again, not saying I love the idea permanently. I think it's a really good idea for a case study. I'm really glad they're trying this out. I want to see what those results look like. And then we can all make, the best decisions going forward with whatever that final outcome is. Heather said, by the way, hey, Heather. Heather said, people don't like change, but I think that shaking things up is actually good. Justin said, I love change when it makes sense and it moves things forwards. Gotta run. Love you, Jen. Jen is the best. I love you, Dustin. And Ginger said, who liked a post is critically important. And that's saying you will know who liked it. If somebody likes your post, you will see that. You will see your likes and your like counts. You will see the data on the back end of your content. It's just not going to be publicly facing. So it's not going away. It's just going away from a public perspective. And again, like I said, not saying this is a great idea. I think it's a great case study. I'm glad they're trying it to see how that impact is. I'm not going to lie. I kind of wish I would be subjected to it. I would love to be able to see that metric and analytics. And I'm hoping some of my Canadian friends, I hope they don't, they don't hate me for saying this, but I hope my Canadian friends fall into this category of having their likes stripped, because I want their data. I want to talk to them and be like, what happened to your results? Did they go up? Did they go down? What kind of engagement did you get? I want to know from the people who are experiencing it. So, Jenna Two World said, "You are too good and real, so rare these days." Thank you, Jenna. I appreciate that. Okay, well, we are pretty much at the hour, you guys. I'm going to get the silent music and the hook over here in just a second from Instagram. So I'm going to wrap it up. I want to thank you guys for tuning in and remind you, if you found today interesting, if you found this valuable, I have the Instagram intensive on May 17th. It is 4 hours of training, 4 hours. Me at your beck and call. Small group environment. Last time we had 5 people. It's going to be the same thing. Small group environment so that all of your questions get answered. You will have me in this exact capacity, one-on-one. Well, not one-on-one. It'll be like 5-to-1 or 4-to-1 or 6-to-1. It'll be small group where we can talk through your individual Instagram needs. Hashtag strategies, growth strategies, content strategies, Instagram story strategies, IGTV strategy, whatever it is that you need, I am here to help you. It's 4 hours of dedicated training, small group. It is limited seats because it's small group. So if you want to get in on this, it's going to be Friday, May 17th from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern. You have to be there for the full time because I want you to get the maximum value out of this. So if you're available for the 4 hours, be there. I want you there. Jan is asking what the link is. And it's so if you go to jenstrends.com/Instagram-intensive, or you can go to the link in my bio, and it is the first option on that page when you click on the link in my bio here on Instagram. All the information is there, price, details, what you're going to learn, how it all works. Instagram Intensive, May 17th, 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern. 4 hours with yours truly answering all your Instagram needs and questions. All of the things, how the algorithm works, how it impacts you, what individual hashtags you need. That is the information that we will go through in that training. It is so much fun. It's literally 4 hours of intensive Instagram training. So go check that out. If you guys are interested, sign up before those seats sell out. I love you all for being here. Thank you so much for all of your participation. And if you came in late, make sure you go back and watch the replay. We talked about all the updates, all the things. I got to go. I got the timer. I love you guys. Bye. Share. All right, YouTube. Thank you so much for tuning in as well. And if you guys have any interest in that Instagram intensive, if you're watching this before May 17th, you can absolutely still sign up for it at jenstrends.com/Instagram-intensive. If you are watching this after May 17th and you aren't able to sign up for that one, you can still go to that same link. And if I have the next one coming up, you will be able to sign up for that one as well. Thank you so much for tuning in. And as always, if you found this video helpful, please like it and subscribe to this channel. I go live every other Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. And this will, if you subscribe to the channel, you'll get the notification that I'm live and you can tune in and watch all the goodies when I share all the updates, all the social media news, Instagram updates, all the things right here. So again, like the video and subscribe if you enjoyed it. Thank you so much.